Hitler as, knight of the faith, essentially, with, I suppose that's a recreation of the Christian Holy Spirit dove, except it's an eagle, which is a bird of prey, and a what do you call those things? A scavenger, right? So that's kind of interesting. But that's Hitler as knight of the blood, roughly speaking. And this is an Allied war poster, essentially, that assimilates the Nazis to poisonous snakes. And we don't like poisonous snakes very much, and it's probably because they've been preying on us for approximately 20 million years, because snakes and primates, humans in particular, co-evolve. And so the snake is a representation of that which lies outside the comfortable domain, and that can be, a snake, obviously, or it can be an abstract snake. And the abstract snake is your enemy, or an even more abstract snake is the evil in your own heart. And this is going to be a bit of a leap for you, but there's this ancient idea that developed in the West over thousands of years, far predating Christianity, that, at least its origins, that the snake in the Garden of Eden was also Satan, which is like, what the hell? It's a very strange idea. But the reason for that, as far as I can tell, is that, we have this circuitry that detects predators, and a good representation of a predator is a snake, or a monster that incorporates snake-like features, like a dragon or something like that, or a dinosaur with lots of teeth, or a shark that lives under the water and will pull you down. Because I suspect a lot of our ancestors met a nasty death at the hands of Nile crocodiles while they were in the African veldt going down to get some nice water. So, that's the thing that jumps up and pulls you under. And, and that happens in your own life because things jump up and pull you under, And you use the same circuitry. We use the same circuitry to process unknown things that upset us, as we once used to detect predators who were likely to invade our space. And so, and human beings are capable of abstraction, and so, you could think about the real predator that might invade your space, and maybe that's a snake or a wolf or some kind of monster. And that's pretty concrete and biological. Chimps have that, chimps don't like snakes, and so if a chimp comes across a snake in the wild, then like a big, let's say, I don't know what live with chimps, I don't know if they're pythons, but they have constrictors there anyways. So, maybe there's like a 20-foot constrictor, and the chimp like stays a good distance away from it, but it won't leave, and then it has this particular cry that it utters that's called a snake raa, W-R-A-A, and so it makes this noise, which means something like, holy shit, that's a big snake. And I actually mean that, because the circuits that primates use to utter distress calls are the same circuits that we use to curse. Just so you know, that's why people with Tourette's syndrome swear, because like, what's up with that? How can you have a neurological condition that makes you swear? Well, it turns out that guttural, affect-laden curses are mediated by a different speech circuit, and that's the speech circuit we share with the predator alarms of other primates. So that's pretty cool. So anyways, the chimp stands there and makes this snake noise, and then a bunch of other chimps come running, and some of them stay a fair ways from the snake, and some of them get pretty close, but they'll stand there and watch that snake for like 24 hours. So they're fascinated by it. And if you've handled snakes, you can understand that fascination, because they're fascinating, and they're numinous, I would say. That's the right way of putting it. And numinous is a word that means intrinsically meaningful, like a fire. You can't look away from fire. If you're sitting in front of a fireplace, it's like you're staring at it. And that's because you're all descended from the first mad chimpanzee who had some weird genetic mutation that made it impossible for him to stay away from fire. It was like the first chimp arsonist, and he figured it out, and well, hey, now he was a chimp with a stick with fire on it. Like, that's a mega chimp, man. And so, we have that mutation in spades, and no wonder. So anyways, so they make this, you know, they have this reaction to snakes, and chimps that have never seen a snake, if they're in a cage and you throw a rubber snake in there, it's like bang, they hit the roof, but then they look at the snake, you know. So it's like, it's terrifying and fascinating at the same time. And you should look at the snake because you want to know what it does, but you should stay away from it because it's a snake. So you're kind of screwed in terms of your motivations, right? One is get the hell away, and the other is, well, don't let that thing do anything that you're not watching. And so that's really the reaction we have to the unknown.